In this video, you will learn how to describe each of the three JEIE concepts. Use a graphic organizer to show the relationships among the concepts and think deeply about the 6 areas of focus that guide our work. I am your narrator, Dr. Antoinette Linton, and a member of the College of Education's JEIE committee here at CSU Fullerton. Let's get started. JEIE is domain 2 of the framework we use here at CSU Fullerton. These concepts represent the professional propensities we want all educators to develop as they learn across courses and programs. The professional propensities are made up of 3 big ideas that are used across the departments. These ideas are powerful because they explain how we intentionally cultivate positive socialization, academic engagement, and effective leadership in a just education system. This graphic organizer shows one way to think about JEI concepts. We will go through the graphic and describe each one of the concepts, and we'll start with justice. Educators cultivate justice when they first actively do no harm to the individuals in their care, and second, they respond to trauma in caring and productive ways. According to Wright and Ryan, there are 2 types of trauma students can experience. Type 1 consists of events that are experienced in the short term, like natural disasters, shootings, and industrial accidents. Type 2 traumas are chronic, continuous, repeated, and long-term. Examples of type 2 traumas include bullying, exploitation, harassment, and extreme poverty, homelessness, or other displacement. Justice in these situations starts with teachers and administrators conducting careful and sensitive assessments of students' experiences. Second, with the input and participation of students and teachers, a plan of action is developed that is customized for students' needs. This plan includes accomplishments, approaches to challenges, and application of the learner's assets. Lastly, teachers, administrators, and parents implement the plan with the goal that the student leads their own development with guidance. Notice how justice in this sense is about restoring students to a level where they can feel whole, accomplished, self-determined, and included. This is different than the criminal justice system concept of justice, where there is a victim, a perpetrator, a crime, fault-finding, and punishment. Justice in an educational sense is about restoring individuals to a level of self-determination and belonging. What happens when we create equitable opportunities for our learners? When we focus on equity, we make sure that conditions are beneficial to learning, health, and safety. None of this is predicated on race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, gender, family structure, first language, religion, sexual orientation, immigration status, or disability. Equity helps us design plans of action that include opportunities for the learner to feel accomplished and self-determined. Now let's take a look at an example of equity as a tool for cultivating self-determination. Teaching and leading from an equity stance results in the learner becoming self-determined. Here are 6 areas that teacher educators and ed leaders need to cultivate in order to engage in equity practices. Equity also leads to questions about inclusion. Inclusion is a perspective that recognizes and respects knowledge and skills that all learners bring from their communities. Inclusivity answers the question, what do I need to know and be able to do in order to ensure equity? Inclusion practices translate cultural, ethnic, and linguistic experiences into students' wholeness and belonging. Let's examine inclusion across the 6 areas of focus. Why is it when we engage in inclusion practices, we reinforce educational justice? Mainly because what we do is apply equity knowledge. Inclusion is an application of our own kindness, respect, and dignity so that students have community models to grow from. Check out how the 6 areas are translated when engaged in inclusive practices. JEIE concepts of equity and inclusion describe what we are doing to ensure justice for our learners. Educators investigate students' experiences, design a plan of action to empower them to be self-determined and whole. The result is positive socialization, academic engagement, and effective leadership. Justice is served in this manner. In this video, we described each of the JEIE concepts that make up the professional propensities for educators and ed leaders. Can you imagine how you might use these concepts in your work? We also use the graphic organizer to show how the JEIE concepts are related. Positive socialization, academic engagement, and effective leadership are the results of a just education system. Equity describes what happens in a just education system, and inclusion explains why justice happens. 6 areas of focus that help guide the work are students, community, agency, support, values, choices. Feel free to use this video as a guide as you move through the courses and develop your professional practices. This concludes our overview of JEIE. Please feel free and don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.